heard Alishik say that he sent you an offer, possibly to face Crawford for coming up here. Is that true, or what happened with that?
No, I don't have any offer. And look, I'm 100% focused on this fight, and then we'll see.
How is Crawford, his composure, going to be like the moment a punch lands on him from Canelo?
Are you kidding me? Take that question back.
Yeah, why?
Because you're talking about Crawford.
Yeah.
He's the
weight classes.
He's the most composed guy. Yeah. What, you don't think he'll be prepared? You think it'll be a shock to him? No.
I think Crawford could beat Canelo Alvarez.
I think he's too small. But then again, I thought he was too small for Spence. So shows what I know. so I don't know. I think that's a lot of weight class jumping. We'll see. It's a good talking point. I don't know that would really happen. I mean, listen, we've seen some strange things in boxing. Don't get me wrong, especially in the recent years. So I don't say never. But I don't know how seriously that's going to be taken. But I think when you're at a level, when you come off a big win like Crawford just did, anything you say reverberates through the sport.
Though many agree Alvarez has a clear advantage as a 4-division world champion and the unquestionable king of super middleweight, the match between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford generates strong controversy. For Crawford, who has lately shown his supremacy at welterweight, Canelo's power experience and elite-level competition could be excessive. Facing Canelo at 168 pounds could present insurmountable challenges. Canelo has really strong hitting ability. Crawford could find it difficult to resist Alvarez's pressure and experience in heavier weight divisions. Find out more about Alvarez's likely winning strategies.
Not official, but it may be a done deal. Terence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez. Early thoughts? What do you think?
Yeah, look, the first thought is, can he handle the weight jump? Can he handle the weight jump? He being Crawford. Against Madridov, people are going to say, oh, he had some hiccups. Who don't have hiccups? When you eat something that's a little difficult to eat, and Madridov was a little difficult to eat, he's not easy to digest. He's a good fighter. When you eat something that's a little tough to digest, you get hiccups, right? So, come on, he's human. So he had a few hiccups. He won the fight. He's Terence Crawford. A lot of people say, oh, Teddy, you make him so good. You're always saying how great Crawford is, but who's he beating? He unified the, what was his first division? Lightweight, then he unified the junior, then he unified the junior welter, then he unified the welter. I think I got the weight classes right. It doesn't matter.
The eagerly awaited showdown between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford is slated for September 2025 during Mexican Independence Day weekend. Canelo defends his WBC, WBA, and WBO super middleweight titles against Crawford, who goes up from welterweight to 168 pounds. Crawford, famous for his adaptability and brilliance, has a hard test as he prepares to meet Canelo, the indisputable champion. The battle promises to be one of the biggest boxing events of the year, with both combatants striving for supremacy in the super middleweight division.
He went on the ring with Teddy Atlas.
What's that mean?
He said you're the most overrated Mexican champion in history. He said that Salvador Sanchez and
boxeador mexicano.
Más popular,
pero sin causa.
Sí. Fucking crazy, that guy. and you think he knows boxing? Fuck.
Canelo Alvarez's advantages in a bout with Terence Crawford go beyond his pure power. The Mexican superstar has spent years refining his art against some of the most dangerous opponents across several weight classes, from Gennady Golovkin to Sergey Kovalev. His ability to adapt to varied styles, mixed with his granite chin, makes him a terror for anyone entering into the ring, especially Crawford.
Terence Crawford said that he moved up and won, and Canelo moved up and lost.
They talk all the crazy stuff about me going up and having a tough time, but he went up in weight and lost. That's the difference. I went up weight and won.
I don't think that was a strong point because Canelo Alvarez actually moved up and won. I mean, he moved up a lot of weight classes, but if you want to talk about light heavyweight, he moved up and he beat Kovalev. Then he moved up again and he lost. And he lost to Bivol. Terence Crawford, on the other hand, he moves up to 154. He won 115, 113, but it was just an 11-0 Madrimov who didn't really have much of a resume, right? But there's a difference, to be real. I mean, Bivol is a Hall of Fame. Okay, this guy, all-time light heavyweight. This is a bit different. Canelo did knock out Kovalev when he did move up. Okay, and Kovalev is a bigger challenge at light heavyweight than Madrimov at 154 for Terence Crawford. Let's just keep it a bit.
Canelo's performance at super middleweight illustrates his ease and domination at 168 pounds. His physical power, precision body smashes, and ability to cut off the ring make it tough for smaller, speedier fighters to stick to their game plan. Crawford's quickness and technical prowess may not be adequate to compensate for the size gap. Fighting in a weight where Alvarez is naturally stronger may result in Crawford's shots lacking the requisite impact to hold Canelo at bay.
Listen, Canelo needs to understand he's a different fighter now. The deterioration is there. He's not the same guy. He's not that destroyer who's looking for knockouts early and keeps pace and a pressure on you. He throws 30 punches around. You're not the same guy. So telling everyone you're going to knock them out and then going into, 6 decisions in a row now? Scores a knockdown every time. Power's still there. The problem is the pace and the ability to carry on and push. That's the real difference, and that comes with age. He's 34 going on 45, as far as I'm concerned. He's got a ton of fights, been around for a long time, doesn't have that same desire, the same drive, chances against these younger, bigger guys, because he is fighting younger, bigger guys. So you got to keep that in mind as well.
When he fought Canelo, and he was like standing right in front of Canelo, and Canelo's just whiffing, it was a life lesson. And then you look at how good Canelo's head movement got after that fight, when he realized it. I mean, my God, when he fought Danny Jacobs, and Canelo's just standing right in front of him, bobbing. That's all what he learned from fighting Floyd.
Canelo's previous experience in high-stakes fights provides him with a mental edge and prepares him for the demands of pay-per-view events. Main events feature combatants with varied styles, including slick boxers and strong hitters. Crawford, who is undefeated, has not faced anyone with Canelo's combo of technique, power, and ring IQ. Stepping up 2 weight classes to confront someone of Alvarez's caliber may uncover vulnerabilities that Crawford has never encountered before. Crawford's domination at welterweight is evident. After defeating Errol Spence Jr. at 147 ovs, he has a fresh task in fighting Canelo as a natural super middleweight. Alvarez specializes at fighting against opponents with inherent strength and durability. Canelo's experience, size, and strength may be the deciding factors in this contest. His calculated aggression and powerful physicality might be dangerous for Crawford, who has never faced such a physical duel.
Go crazy with Canelo. Oh, he's too big. He's a good night for Crawford. He's going to bed. All that stuff. Not so fast. Not so fast. Don't forget that the other guy is bringing something to the party too. And he's bringing the things that hopefully I just described to you guys in the best way I can. When it gets closer, we'll get more thorough with it. But right now, I think you know where I'm leaning. And I'll make it even clearer where I'm leaving. So there isn't a lot of suspense. I ain't going against Crawford. Okay? I do think he's that special guy. I think Canelo's special too. But I think Crawford's special in a little bit, even more so. Even more so. He hasn't learned how to lose yet. I think he does have those special ingredients that go beyond the physical genetics, the physical DNA. So that's it. Okay? Good. You don't like it? Too bad.
I think that was a fair breakdown. I mean, listen, those ingredients you're touching on with the smaller man are the same ingredients you saw in Usyk. Abilities and ways to find a way to win.
I'd like to know what the weight's at in this fight, but has that been figured out yet? Probably not, because that to me is a variable there.
Teddy Atlas says that Canelo may struggle to attain the optimal weight of 60 pounds for Crawford to compete at. However, considering Canelo's known weight class domination, the bout could go place at a catch weight of 164 pounds. Atlas studies Crawford's versatility, which may offer him an advantage over Canelo despite their size disadvantage.
Everybody, how's it going? Marcos Villegas for Fight Up TV, powered by Stagefront VIP, being joined here with Teddy Atlas. Teddy, I got to get just right to it. Terence Crawford wanting to move up 3 weight classes to fight Canelo Alvarez. You as a trainer, what's your insight on that? And I don't know, would you advise a fighter to move up 3 weight classes to fight someone like Canelo?
You got to remember, he's already moved up 3 weight classes. So now you're talking 6. If you add on 3, you know? Yeah, my math is different than yours, being that I've been in this business my whole life. So 6 is a lot. 6 weight classes. That's a lot. 3, you know, he had the skeleton for it. Does he have the skeleton to go up 6? I don't know that he does, but I know he's got this. I know he's got this. I know he's got the character, and I know he's got the mind. I know he has special gifts that very few fighters have.
The weight disparity between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford is the most visible feature of their clash. Canelo maintains a comfortable weight of 168 pounds, allowing him to overcome larger and stronger opponents. Crawford has predominantly competed at lightweight, junior welterweight, and welterweight levels. While he is skilled and powerful for his size, facing a seasoned super middleweight champion like Canelo would require him to overcome a major physical deficit, thus limiting his ability to execute his normal strategy.
I'm going with Terence Crawford. You know, big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. You know, it ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years. I've not been against Terence Crawford with nobody. You got to show me that you can beat him.
Demetrius Andrade, a world champion, believes Canelo has an advantage versus Crawford given to his stature and experience in higher weight classes. According to Andrade, Crawford may struggle with Canelo's power and mobility. Moving up 2 weight classes would be a huge test for Crawford. Crawford's previous fought at 154 ulbs resulted in a decision victory against Israil Madrimov. However, moving up to super middleweight would necessitate him to face larger and tougher opponents.
Just a few weeks ago, you heard what Terence Bud Crawford had to say on why he wants to take on Saul Canelo Alvarez.
I just want the opportunity, you know, to fight the best fighter in my generation that's out there. You know, he's the most accomplished fighter, and I would just, you know, just like to, you know, fight another great.
Which is a very noble reason. I mean, it's a reason that I can get behind. If you notice, his primary reason isn't money. He did say it'd be the biggest fight, which, you know, you do want a big fight, but I don't think he meant monetarily, which the money comes, okay? But what he's saying is he want to test himself versus the best. And I think he's telling the truth here, right? Of course you want big money and stuff like that, but I think his swan song is just him test himself up against the very best. Those are the reasons the war room can get behind.
Are you tired of people asking you about Terence yet?
No, look, I always say, I respect Terence Crawford. He's a very talented fighter, but he just win one big fight. If you see his record, he just beat one good fighter like Errol Spence is.
Yes.
But other than that, I don't think he's beating other great fighter like Spence. He did a really good job with Spence. He did like almost look very easy. But I knew Terence Crawford is a great fighter. But you know, you never know in boxing. We'll see.
Canelo is famous for his destructive power, particularly at 168 ulbs. he has defeated opponents such as Caleb Plant and Billy Joe Saunders with crushing body smashes and well-timed power punches. Crawford has never fought over 147 ulfs. Crawford may struggle to endure Canelo's repeated onslaught, which could deplete his stamina and slow him down. Advantage.
I mean, I can't really say nothing about that. If that's what he wants to do, then that's what he's going to do. Canelo is a man that he does anything he wants to do. I don't think really what people say affects him. But I feel like the people, they want to see David Benavidez versus Canelo Alvarez. It's the biggest fight to make happen, and I feel like I'm the biggest threat to him.
Payday. And I'm the face of boxing.
Crawford wanted a payday, but Crawford didn't do good at 54. When I talk to people, they all tell me you would have knocked him out at 68.
Well, he knows now. He experimented the 154, and he knows. Maybe he do in 168 for a payday, for a big check.
My last thing, Canelo, you just donated $70 million to build. You donated $70 million to build a center for kids with special needs in Mexico. Tell me about why did you do that?
I always try to help people.
Why?
And I don't like to respond this kind of thing because I don't like to put myself like I help. I help from the bottom of my heart.
It was very nice. Enrique, Don Eduardo, las palabras de
Crawford is widely acknowledged as one of the most gifted fighters of this generation. His ability to switch stances, pinpoint precision, and ring generalship have allowed him to dominate at every weight class he's competed in. Errol Spencer exhibited outstanding timing and agility, but fighting Canelo would bring additional challenges for him.
So you can't look forward past Saturday, but do you feel like a fight like Terence Crawford? I see he wants to fight, he's made it clear. Do fights like that help your legacy, or do you feel like that's something that's not worth it to you?
You know, everything in my career, every fight make my legacy different and better, no? Terence Crawford is a great fighter, he's a good fighter, but you know, like I say, he's a weight classes for a reason. You know, I'm focused 100% on Berlanga, and then you never know what happened.
Yeah,
next.
yeah, for sure.
Just a few weeks ago, you heard what Terence Bud Crawford had to say on why he wants to take on Saul Canelo Alvarez.
I just want the opportunity, to fight the best fighter in my generation that's out there. He's the most accomplished fighter, and I would just like to, fight another great.
Which is a very noble reason. I mean, it's a reason that I can get behind. If you notice, his primary reason isn't money. He did say it'd be the biggest fight, which, you do want a big fight, but I don't think he meant monetarily, which the money comes, okay? But what he's saying is he want to test himself versus the best. And I think he's telling the truth here, right? Of course you want big money and stuff like that, but I think his swan song is just him testing himself up against the very best. Those are the reasons the war room can get behind.
Crawford's speed and timing are his assets, but facing a physically stronger opponent like Canelo may necessitate him to fight wisely. Crawford has never faced someone with such strength and defensive responsibility. The added weight may slow him down and decrease his ability to counter successfully.
Be great. That'll be 3 times. If you go 154 and win the belt, that's 3 times super. Mm-hmm. Then I said, chase super greatness. Come on, Canelo. 160.
Well, if he can get in there with Charlo in like his next 2 fights where he still got age on his side, then maybe go up again. Like if he's trying to chase the greatness. But I mean, he already done something that's never been done. Charlo don't want none of that smoke.
Terence Crawford, I see he wants to fight, he's made it clear. Do fights like that help your legacy, or do you feel like that's something that's not worth it to you?
Everything in my career, every fight make my legacy different and better, no? Terence Crawford is a great fighter, he's a good fighter, but like I say, he's a weight classes for a reason. I'm focused 100% on Berlanga, and you never know what happened.
Yeah, next.
Canelo is a skilled body puncher who targets opponents' midsections, making them susceptible throughout the fight. Crawford, who has never faced Canelo's level of body attack, may struggle to sustain his movement and sharpness over 12 rounds.
My good friend, my brother, Terence Crawford, wants to fight Canelo.
Yeah.
Just from your expert opinion, knowing how Canelo fights, what he's like in the ring. I know you haven't been in the ring with Terence, but what do you think of that fight?
I truly believe, that anything can happen in boxing. You know what I'm saying? And Terence Crawford is a legend. He's great. He's a great fighter. The only thing I see that I favor Canelo is that his weight.
Yeah.
And that he's more bigger. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. But as far as skill set wise, IQ, I feel like Crawford can match anybody and probably do way better. You know what I'm saying? But Crawford is a legend, bro.
Yeah.
And like I said, you can't count him out. You know what I'm saying?
Saul, my carnal, how are you? Quick question. I know. As we walk, how important is it that you've spoke with Turki Al-Sheikh?
Say again, please.
How important for you is it that you've spoke to Turki Al-Sheikh, and what did you speak about?
Look, I like to work with everybody. I'm a free agent, and I like to work with everybody. And I like to have the doors open.
Are we going to see Canelo Crawford next?
We'll see. It's a possibility there always. No, we'll see what happens.
Have you spoke with Turki about that show?
Yeah,
about Canelo?
We know each other. We don't talk that much for make a deal and anything, but we now know each other, and we'll see what happens.
Last one, I know you're pushed for time. Benavidez Morel, who wins?
It's gonna be a good fight. It's gonna be a good fight. 50-50 fight.
Canelo, thank you.
What are your feelings on the approaching Canelo versus Crawford fight? Do you think Crawford can successfully convert to super middleweight, or will Canelo be too dominant? Please share your predictions and opinions in the comments below.